Hello out there in YouTube. It's Amber here at the B.E.Channel. I know it's been a while. Life's been kind of hectic and trying. Been going through some trials, but I'm back here with you guys just to check in with you, let you know what's been going on with me. Feel like I've been fluctuating a lot in my weight the last couple of weeks, and I think it was due to me walking a lot, going to visit my father, and I feel like I gained muscle. But now it seems like this week went the other direction. I'm back closer to where I would like to be, and it's just been a struggle trying to make sure I eat vegetables and fruits and eat right and don't binge and don't emotionally eat. And I cut out cheese, so I don't know if that had anything to do with my weight loss this week. So I was like, maybe I need to cut back on the salty and the sugary things and see what happens with that. But still allow myself some indulgences because it's miserable when you deprive yourself of indulgences sometimes. So I try to limit myself to 2 or 3 sweet things a day. And that's about it, really. And I've just been, doing a lot of praying, reading a lot of devotionals. Like I read 3 a day, one in the morning, one at midday, and one at night. And also watch a lot of sermons on YouTube, on here, They have some of the best sermons, some of the best clips, like people like Priscilla Shire, Joel Osteen, John Gray, T.D. Jakes, Sarah Jakes Roberts, T.D. Jakes' daughter. Priscilla Shire is also Tony Evans' daughter, right? And his other daughter, Crystal Evans Hurst, she's on here. She has a great ministry. There is a lot of good people on here that are teaching sound doctrine, that are really a force to be reckoned with as far as the kingdom is concerned. And they're doing great things. And I just want to encourage you all that you can do great things as well. You can do great work. You just have to decide that you are worth the change as far as your body's concerned, your mind, your spirit, your heart. And it's just really powerful when you realize how much power you do have, because God dwells in you and He gives you power. And it's just that you have to harness it and you have to ask Him for it and believe that you have received power. And, because it talks about in Zechariah 4 verse 6, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. So if God's spirit is at work in you, you can do great things. But if you're relying on yourself and you're not humbling yourself, it's going to be difficult. So you have to realize that nothing that happens is just because of you. It's because of God who's at work in you. And He who began a good work in you will not stop mid-design, as it says in one translation of Philippians 1:6. He will bring it to completion. So whatever God is doing in your life, and He'll bring it to completion. And it also references that in Psalms 138:8, it says that He will perfect that which concerns you. He will not abandon the work of His hands. So, the psalmist says, please don't abandon the work of your hands. God already knows what He has planned for you. He knows what He had planned for you before you were even conceived, before you even came to be. All of the days of your life were written down. Before one of them even came to be, everything was planned out. So, that's what it says. It tells us in Psalms 139. So, we just have to believe the promises of God and live with faith in that, and trust and have confidence that God will do what He said He would do. And that's really the key to anything. But for me, as far as exercise, is also a stress reliever, and I feel so much stronger, and it is a source of, you feel more confident that you can accomplish things. Like, for instance, when I first started yoga, I don't feel like I could not get my feet all the way to the ground and like the downward dog. And now I feel like my heels are much closer to the ground than they were before. I feel like I'm getting better at standing up without touching the ground. Like when they ask you to move from a low lunge to a high lunge, I can use my core strength to elevate myself instead of me having to get on my hands and knees and get up. as much. I feel like I have better mobility, more flexibility in terms of my yoga practice. I feel like I'm getting better and I'm staying looser, and I realize now that it's something that my body does need, because when I don't do it, I feel so pressed up. It's ridiculous. So yoga is an integral part of my practice as far as my regimen goes, is exercise. And I like to try different people, get different perspectives, just like with when you trying to work on your spirit, you're trying to exercise your spirit, you also have to get different perspectives, because it says in Proverbs 15:22 that plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. So if my plan is to work out my body, my plan is to work out my spirit and to like renew my mind and all of that, I can't just rely on one person. I have to look at all different sources and come to a conclusion, or come to have an idea of what works for me and what doesn't, and what I like and what I don't. So, that's what life is all about, making choices and having discernment and gaining wisdom, pursuing wisdom, and growing in knowledge. So that's what I've been doing these past couple of weeks, growing in knowledge and wisdom and getting stronger in my spirit, stronger in my body. And I do see the changes. Even we're almost a year out here. I can't believe I can say that. That's a blessing. That's a testimony right there in the midst of everything else I'm going through. That is a testimony. Because in June, it's April now. So that means I've kept this weight off within a reasonable range. I have not gained 10 pounds. I've gained, at the most during this process, I have gained maybe 9 pounds. So to me, in 10 months time, considering everything that's going on in my life right now, my father's been sick and things of that nature, I feel great. And I just feel like that's such a blessing, because in 10 months time, I could have blown up again, considering that this whole ordeal with my dad has been going on for like 8 months. I could have blown up again, but God's grace kept me, and He sustained me and gave me the self-control to be disciplined and to take care of myself and be a good steward over the resource, maybe the most important resource, which is my body. And I never really thought about being a good steward over your resources as a physical thing. I thought of it more of as a monetary thing, but now I realize that it does mean your body, because you only get one. You can't go to the store and buy another one, as Joyce Meyer says. So we need to take care of our bodies, on our minds and our spirits, and just really be cognizant of the fact that our bodies are important and they're precious, and we need to take care of them, because nobody else can do it for us. It has to be a conscious decision that we make, and we have to be dedicated to taking care of our bodies and seeing them as temples, because God dwells in us and He made us. So we're His masterpiece, as it says in Ephesians 2:10. We should want to take care of His masterpiece. Well, that's all. I just wanted to touch base with everybody, and just hope everybody's doing great and having a great week and a great month, and enjoying life, and being excited and passionate, and being enthusiastic and having zeal about life. And I know it's hard sometimes, but we have to do the work. If you want the results, you want the fruit, you have to plant the seed. You have to sow the seed if you want to reap results. So for me, that means just doing everything I can to work on my spirit and to work on my body. So, I just hope that everybody's having a great week, and I hope you're staying encouraged and staying in faith and realizing that, God has all the powers that be. So remember that without Him you are nothing, and that with Him you are everything. And just stay blessed and be encouraged that today is not, the end of the world if you're overweight, or if you eat a donut, or whatever the case may be. God still loves you. He won't love you any more or any less than He does at this present moment. And that He knows your heart. So just get up and try again tomorrow. You get new mercies, a new batch of mercy every morning, as Joyce Meyer says. And it also says in Lamentations 3:22-23. But anyway, God bless everybody. I thank you for watching and supporting me. And I just pray that these videos actually bless your life. And once again, you can also find me on Anchor, my podcast on Anchor, and on Twitter at B.E.Channel 27. And I have a blog called B.E.Channel at B.E.Channel28.blogspot.com. So thank you once again. Subscribe, tell a friend, tell a family member, and thank you for watching. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.